going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Brink. I honestly can't believe that I just reviewed 3 Disney Channel original movies in a row, and not only did I review them, I ended up getting other people to watch these movies and review them with me. So a big thanks to the 2 guys in this video, Jötunn Kenobi and Rashad G Reviews, for joining me for this review. An old Disney Channel original movie that I have a lot of nostalgia for, a movie that I've seen dozens and dozens of times growing up, and it's a film that definitely has a special place in my heart. I'll go ahead and say right now, upon rewatching all 3 of these that I recently did, Phantom of the Megaplex, Up, Up and Away, and this one, Brink, this is easily the one that I found to be the most entertaining, the most rewatchable, and just one that I had a good time with. Without a doubt, this is cheesy. This is a made-for-TV Disney Channel original movie. You know, it's not going to be amazing in a lot of ways. Some of the editing, the way it's directed, feels very standard TV. There's nothing about it that is necessarily shot well or done incredibly. The editing does feel a little cheesy at times. The acting does feel a little cheesy at times. The dialogue is cheesy at times. I just felt like it was a fun coming-of-age film from a certain era that doesn't really exist anymore. It's a little bland in some areas, a little boring at times, but for the most part, I really did enjoy watching this movie again. So the basic premise of this film is that you have the character of Andy Brinker, who goes by Brink, and him and 3 other friends are all in love with skating. And they call themselves soul skaters. They do it for fun. They love having a good time doing this, and they don't want to do it for anything else but for fun. Everything from the soundtrack to the wardrobe to the dialogue is definitely of a certain era. And I can easily say that that's a dated element about it, but it almost adds kind of like a time capsule charm to the film. And it kind of gives me nostalgia of just that time in life, because I knew a lot of people who were into skateboarding and skating and all that kind of stuff back in the day, and just the way that they would speak, the way they would dress, you know, it's definitely something I was around a lot, and it's definitely something that feels a lot like the time when I was a kid. So going back, it's definitely cheesy, it's definitely over the top, it's definitely really silly, but it's a good time, and I had a good time watching this movie. It's a sports movie about a bunch of people skating, and not too long into the film, Brink ends up overhearing that his dad is out of work and they're struggling with money, and so he has an opportunity to join another team of skaters who are a bunch of assholes. They're essentially the enemies of the film, and he has an opportunity to join them so he can make some money, but of course that causes some conflict between him and his friends, and we'll get into that a little bit more later on. But yeah, on an overall level, this is a really silly, over-the-top film with very light and subtle stakes. The performances are cheesy, but you know, out of all the ones that I've watched, all these Disney Channel original movies, I found it to be the best acted. Of course, that's still saying that it's cheesy. It's by no means a beautifully acted film, but I feel like all the actors knew what kind of movie they were in, they knew what they were doing, they knew what the feel and tone of the film is, and I think that's definitely important, especially when you talk about something being cheesy. I think if it can lean into a certain amount of cheese and still be really fun, then you can have a really good movie, and I feel like this movie does that pretty well. Now, before I continue my thoughts on this movie, let's go ahead and hear what Jötunn Kenobi had to say about this movie.
Hey everybody, it's Jötunn Kenobi, and I'm back at you with Anthony today, and we're reviewing a Disney Channel original called Brink. Came out in 1998. This movie is about a group of high school kids that are soul skaters, and our main character, Andy, aka Brink, is trying to show off that he is the best inline skater at the beach in this movie. I enjoyed the movie, actually. It is a Disney Channel movie, so right off the bat, you gotta expect some cheese, not the best acting in the world, but you know, overall, if you can go into these Disney Channel original movies knowing that they're not gonna be the most like high-budgeted, best acted, over-the-top cheesiness, like if you can go into these knowing that, I do think there's things that you can find in these movies to enjoy. So let's dive into talking about this. First off, I just want to say that the opening scene in this movie where Andy and his friends are skating down to the beach to go practice reminds me so much of kind of the opening part of the Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze, where they're all skating too. Like, it just really reminded me of that. And the guy that played the Black Ranger in the original Power Rangers TV show is in this movie, actually. So just thought that was a fun little tidbit to throw in there. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie overall. It was mainly for 2 main reasons. I'm a big fan of sports. As much as I'm a nerd and into comic books and video games and all that sorts of stuff, I do enjoy watching sports, especially football and basketball. So overall, I just like watching people compete and be competitive against each other. And I mean, I played sports in middle school and high school, football mainly. So I love that aspect of this movie is that these two main groups of kids, one of them is a sponsored team with a Dick as their leader and their trainer, basically. And then we have Andy and his friends, which are the soul skaters that are doing it for the love of skating. I just liked watching them clash with each other throughout the movie, and it's just that competitiveness in sports that I really enjoy. I just enjoy watching. So, and then the other big thing is I feel like this movie has a lot of really good like life lessons in it and growing up lessons that people go through when they are in high school, because it has to deal with like your friends and when it comes to money and fame and having that possibility of getting that. And I feel like this movie does a really good job of showing, you know, you should stay true to who you are and to your friends and not let stuff like that interrupt all that and affect the way that you are going to treat people, the way you act, and the way you do things. And I just thought overall the movie had a very good tone with all that stuff for me. It's just stuff that I noticed in the movie. So, and like I was saying, it's a Disney Channel original movie. It's not a perfect movie. I do think this movie was quality-wise better than the Phantom of the Megaplex movie that we just did not that long ago. I do think the quality of this one was most definitely a little higher. The acting was a little better, but it's a Disney Channel original movie. It's loaded with cheese. But overall, dude, I enjoyed the movie. I give it a thumbs up. Thanks again for inviting me to do a movie with you. I can't wait to do another one, man. And I'll be catching y'all on the tube later, because I have spoken.
Big thanks to Benny for being in this video. Again, as usual, you can find the links to everybody who's in this video in the description box down below. So yeah, some of my biggest positives about this movie, without a doubt, would be kind of just the heart and charm of the film, right? You have this main character, Brink, who just wants to skate. He has this passion for something. He wants to do something that he's really good at. There's a lot of back and forth with his parents, specifically his dad, who doesn't necessarily believe in skating and kind of thinks it's kind of a waste of time. And yeah, I really like the idea of a character who loves something so much that is willing to go against the grain, doesn't really care what anybody has to say because he just has so much love for it. Now, before I get into my last thoughts on this film, let's go ahead and hear what Rashad G Reviews had to say about this movie.
Hey Perez, you know I love you, man, but what the fuck do you got me watching, bro? Yo, I almost forgot the name of this movie, Brink. I guess this is a Disney Channel original starring Tackleberry from Police Academy, Spike from Little Giants, and the Black Power Ranger who really had no purpose in this movie but to get hurt and just stand around and cheer. I don't go looking for this shit. Like my cousin China says, I don't go looking for this shit. I just find it. The one black guy in the movie, yeah, he was just the token black guy in there. Rashad, stop making it about race. I ain't making it about race, damn it. I'm just telling you what I saw. It's the facts, all right? Deal with it. Oh boy, okay, let's see. Brink. If you're familiar with the 80s, this movie is like the mixture of Rad and Gleaming the Cube before it went through puberty. That's the best way to describe this movie. Brink, at first, I'm like, this is gonna be almost impossible for me to get through. When I first turned it on through my Disney Plus app, I'm laying in the bed watching it on my phone, and I said, this is going to be the longest hour and a half that I've ever had in my life. A. Perez had me watching Dragon Wars first, all right, for our Tit for Tat series. Had to watch Dragon Wars first. This is going to be longer than Dragon Wars, and it's the same length. All right, do the math here. It took me 3 hours to watch an hour and a half movie, okay? Yeah, the acting. Oh, God. I know this is a made-for-Disney movie, but that's no excuse. At the end of the day, it's a movie, man. Can you give us better? I don't know. I guess because I watch a lot of movies and I'm spoiled by like a lot of great movies. So when I go from watching, say, like a Scarface or a Goodfellas, and then I watch something like this, no, the acting was so bad. Like, okay, the lead, the kid in this movie, Brink, I guess the title character. The movie starts out with him just using I guess that's California talk. You know, hey bro, hey dude, that's fat. Hey man, surf's up, dude, let's go skate. All right, rock on. Yeah, man. Oh gosh, and poor Tackleberry. Tackleberry, why are you in this movie, man? I loved you in all the Police Academy movies, man. Why are you in this? I guess for a paycheck. Which brings me to the next point of this movie. All right, I guess with any Disney project, there's always got to be a moral. There's always got to be a lesson in there, and the lesson in this movie is don't sell out. All right, if you have something that you love, do what you love, but don't do it for the money. Do it for the fun of it. Do it because you love it. I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. I'm gonna have to disagree. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to compromise the integrity of what you're good at. All right, you want to be able to do something because you love to do it, and not have to do something because you're getting. Listen, I'm a small YouTuber. I have not made a dime doing YouTube videos yet. Long-term goal. I want to get paid for doing YouTube. I'm going to be transparent with it. I want to get paid for doing YouTube, but at the same time, I want to do it my way. I want to do it how I want to do it, okay? And if somebody sees me and wants to sponsor me, I am taking that sponsor, all right? I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for the love of YouTube videos, and you cannot buy me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not holding myself out. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm going to hold myself out for a paycheck. No, I'm going to do what I do, okay, the way I want to do it. And if somebody sees it and wants to pay me for it and sponsor me, let's do the damn thing. So maybe I didn't look into it enough, but I just get out of it. Okay, this boy is good at skating. Brink is good at skating, and he's offered a sponsorship to skate to help his family out. His family's going through some hard shit. His daddy ain't working, so he says, okay, I need to make some money, and he gets offered this opportunity to do what he is very good at and get paid for it. Is that not the fucking American dream? They always say, if you get paid doing what you love to do, you never work a day in your life. So what the hell is wrong with this boy skating and getting paid for it? And his friends are all, no, you're a sellout. We're soul skaters. We do it for fun, not for the paycheck. Get the fuck out of here. That's like Mike Tyson boxing, knocking people out and not getting paid for it. What's Mike Tyson gonna do? Sit there and be like, no, I don't do this for the money. I do it because I like knocking people the fuck out. I like putting people those into their brains and knock their fucking eyeballs out, you know, because I do it for the love of knocking people out. I don't do it for a paycheck. No, Mike Tyson is a prize fighter. All right, you know, actors don't do movies because they love to act and don't get paid for it. No, they doing what they love to do when they get paid. The fuck out of here with that. Disney, you fucked it with the life lesson on that one. Look, I'm going to tell I have a 14-year-old daughter, I have a 4-year-old son. I'm telling both of them, look, if you're good at something, get paid for it. You know, Joker said it best in The Dark Knight. If you're good at something, never do it for free. Fuck out of here with that. Anyways, y'all, I done rambled on and on about this movie. Yeah, y'all, the performances, trash, very predictable. Some of the skate scenes were kind of, cool. Like I said, I grew up watching movies like Rad and Gleaming the Cube and shit like that, man. So I can appreciate a good skating or bicycling or skateboard sequences. You know, I appreciate that shit. But this movie was just, But then again, this is coming from a 40-year-old bald-headed fat black guy, all right? If I was a 10-year-old kid watching Disney Channel, I might could appreciate this. If I was 10 or younger, I might appreciate this. For the kids, okay, for the kids, this movie might work. But for me, I just sat there like this. This is how I sat there looking, y'all. I said, Perez tried me with this shit. I said, Perez tried me with this shit right here, y'all. It's not even fair for me to grade this thing because I shouldn't even be reviewing this shit, all right? But anyways, y'all, yeah, if you have kids, if you have small kids, yeah, probably show them this movie. They might like it. But as an adult, you're going to scoff at this, I guarantee. So anyways, y'all, that's my 2 cents on Brink. Hey, Perez, take it away, man. What you got for this shit, bro?
Again, a big thanks to the 2 guys that are in this video with me. You can find the links down below in the description box where you guys can follow their links and go to their channels. One thing that I want to say is a really big positive that I like about this movie is the villain of this movie. He's the main leader of this other team, X-Blades. This guy is a complete and utter asshole, and I really enjoy the way that this actor plays the role. He's a little cheesy. Again, the whole movie is cheesy, so once you get past the fact that this is going to be a cheesy film of this era, you're going to have certain kind of music, you're going to have a certain kind of style, certain kind of dialogue that's definitely cheesy and dated, yeah, I really enjoyed him as this character. I feel like he was one of the more believable actors in the film, and I enjoyed that back and forth. He was definitely a really good asshole in this film, and he's easily one of my favorite parts of this movie. But yeah, guys, on an overall level, I enjoy this film. This is not in any way a mind-blowing film, but I think it's a nice film with a nice message to some extent. I think it's charming. I think there's a time capsule kind of element to it. I don't think this is a film that's going to work for everybody. The dialogue, the outfits, everything about the film, the characters, not everybody's really fleshed out. There's a lot of characters that are just kind of there. It is a Disney Channel original movie, so you kind of got to know what you're walking into. But I did find it to be charming, and I do have nostalgia for this film, so going back and watching it, it definitely brought back a lot of great memories. It's a film that's super cheesy, and it's a film that's not going to work for everybody, but going back and watching it, it was the most watchable of the 3 Disney Channel movies that I've watched this week, and I just had a good time going and watching it. I enjoy a good sports film like this, especially something that kind of feels, again, like a time capsule, something like cheesy, something of so much of its time. It's not cheesy just because it's bad, it's not the greatest, but, you know, I did enjoy it because it has this cheese that's very specific to a certain era, a certain time, and yeah, maybe I could have done without some of the dialogue, like using the word fat, like P-H-A-T. Yeah, stuff like that is in this movie, and yeah, it's not a perfect film, but I did enjoy it. I had a good time going back and watching it. I enjoyed having the other 2 guys here on this video to hear their different thoughts on it. Definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. What did you guys think of Brink? Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? Did you grow up with this movie? Definitely hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts down below, and I will see each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.